Okay, I think I'm live. Let me check. It has been a while since I've done this. I don't even know how to check if I'm actually live. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. No, yeah, I think okay. Looks like I'm live. Live viewers. Me. I'm viewing myself. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay. One viewer's gone. So I was viewing myself. Now I'm no longer viewing myself. Well, perfect. So I wanted to do a live stream tonight for a conflagration of reasons. I don't know if I use that word right. So earlier today, I was given a shout out by the magnanimous Luke Thompson, dearly beloved. And then a little after that, I was sent and what's up, Al? I was sent an anonymous letter. Cheers, Al. I hope you are well, man. I was sent an anonymous letter. I don't know if it's linked to Luke Thompson. Really, the letter is mysterious. I don't think I'm the only person to receive the letter. Honestly, for all I know, this letter was like sent out, I don't know, months ago, and it's already been talked about. I have not spoken to anyone that has received this letter about this letter. So I guess I'm like curious if anybody else received this letter. So if I'm like, and if I'm months late to the conversation, so be it. So yeah, so I received this letter. I read the letter. I was like, huh, this is kind of interesting. And my wife has volleyball tonight, so she left like 15 minutes ago. And I just kind of thought, like, you know what? Haven't done a live stream in forever. Love to be frozen in place. And I'm curious enough about the letter to read it in full, and then maybe I'll find out that this conversation is old and has already been had, and or maybe I'll find out that other people are thinking about this letter, but no one has talked about it. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna read the letter. To be clear, this is not on my part some kind of like meta ironic tricky joke. Although I am in this kind of strange position where I might be expected to like double meta ironic the joke. So you might not even believe me when I tell you that I didn't write this, but I didn't write this. It's not in the style of, it's not at all in my style of writing. Although granted, as a writer, I'm a chameleon, so maybe I could write in this style. See, these are like the ongoing recursive loops that just go and go and go and go and go. So we have to just read the letter. Otherwise, I'll never get to it. I did not write this letter. Hopefully, let me look right at you. I did not write this letter. I did not write this letter. It's 3 pages. I'm frozen. I don't know if I'm actually frozen. I think I have like just poor enough Wi-Fi that like I think it keeps running. But what's up, Scott? But it just kind of freezes on me. So I don't know if I'm frozen to you. I'm frozen on my screen here in StreamYard. Yeah, I freeze and unfreeze. But you can hear me. So yeah, so we just keep rolling. Okay, it's 3 pages. Here's a letter. I printed it off. I tried to like track the email that sent it to me, but it's a dummy account. So whoever sent this letter went into like enough work to like be anonymous. I mean, I'm not really that. Okay, you know what, Christopher? Just keep it to yourself, Ixnon. What's up, dude? Okay, here we go. Who made you a mod, Joseph? Did you hack this thing? There's no way that I made you a mod. This is preposterous. Okay, I'm going to read the letter, all right? I'm going to read the letter. It's 3 pages. I don't know who sent it. Came from a dummy account. This might already be an old conversation that's already been had. And, oh, Joseph says that he wrote the letter. Joseph, I'm not even sure if you know how to write. Okay, here we go. Here's the letter. The following is a short letter I have anonymously written for our little corner. I would be grateful if you decide to share it onward if you find that it's of any benefit. And thank you for all your contributions to this community I see as a digital home. Dear friends, at the very roots of this little corner of the internet, TLC, is the creative use of internet mediums for connection and investigating the deeper topics that we may think about on a day-to-day basis. The inciting event was Paul Vanderklay's discovery of the reaction and live streaming, specifically just chatting, genres. To great effect, Paul was able to extract an understanding of these mediums and utilize them as he saw fit, exploring every topic and channel that caught his interest. These roots grew deep, and the trunk and branches spread. Based on both these videos and the personal connections that were developed out of randos' conversations, new channels were started to engage these ideas and participate in the style that Paul assembled. I lost my place. Where was it? That Paul assembled. Before long, the roots grew deeper yet again. And with the advent of estuary, and thus the estuary live stream, a new point of connection was provided. This time for lurkers to break the fourth wall and engage. This move took the parasocial bent of live streaming and turned it on its head. With this, we can now personally invite the viewer into a digital form of community, quote, where everybody knows your name, end quote. Within the last year, this growth has staggered. To be clear, I am not talking about the growth of audiences, but this beautiful adaptation of internet technologies that were made to support the powers that be for the capital P personalist spirit of TLC. In the spirit of honesty, I must confess that I have been disturbed by the incestuous tendencies of TLC. It's not uncommon for those in the inner circle to spend significant time talking about how great our little corner is, seemingly ignorant of places that need growth. These conversations are often paired with disparaging comments about everything seen to be outside of the corner. Specifically, this often takes the form of calling out all other internet use as brain rot or mindless, entirely blind to the gold hidden in the hills. Like Ouroboros, this tendency folds us more and more inwards and blinds us to what our failings are. There is room for this navel gazing, but it first needs to be balanced by a healthy stretching outward. G.K. Chesterton, was this written by Freerillian? G.K. Chesterton, in the 5th chapter of Orthodoxy, Flag of the World, discusses what it means to be a proper patriot and the common pitfalls. Chesterton first describes that exclusive optimist, the thoughtless nationalist. He loves his country for a reason, even if it conflicts with reality, and may drive the thing into ruin if he tries to maintain it. On the other hand, Chesterton points out the pessimist, who plays the role of the uncandid, candid friend. This person can see the flaws, but uses these cracks to destabilize the structure of what he critiques. He could use his gifts to help repair the crumbling walls, but instead, he warns people away from the organization entirely. Ultimately, Chesterton comes to the place where these two extremes meet in the proper patriot who loves his country without reason. Because if he loves it without a reason, it can properly be a home for him. He can improve what needs to be. He can see it change entirely. Through it all, he can love. Because he loves without reason. To love is, to quote the Catechism of the Catholic Church, to will the good of the other. To recognize something outside of yourself and to work for its good. Was this letter written by one of our Catholic friends? Returning to the letter, the obvious questions are: what can we do for TLC? How do we make it into the best version of what it can be? I don't seek to outline any recommendations here that are not in line with the spirit of what has already been seen within the history and spirit of TLC. As stated at the beginning of this document, TLC was founded on adapting existing genres and mediums of communication and adapting what could be to our purposes. So why not continue this work? Why have we stopped? My encouragement is to not restrain your inspirations exclusively to TLC. Regarding live streaming, thousands of people who are actively experimenting in the medium look to see how they can creatively engage. Well, predominantly, these streamers are seeking to expand their influence for the purposes of mammon. We can think of these streamers as miners, both in the traditional sense and in the sense of cryptocurrency. They continue to mine and mine, using numbers to mindlessly stumble into mammon's good graces. We are all rightly disturbed by this. However, once in a while, one of these miners comes across some gold that he is not able to discern. As the saying goes, all preachers are thieves. And in that way, we should follow suit, explore, and take what appears fruitful, make it your own, and make it subservient to the spirit of TLC insofar as it can be. This is not only true for live streaming, but it is just one of the clearest examples. Look to other online communities. Some communities have a thriving culture of making art. How do they do that? And what can we do to bring a piece of that into our home? TLC is on a precipice. We are on the edge of a wave that will either carry our small community forward or smash it apart for something else more worthy to take its place. I, for one, want TLC to live up to its potential, but the pursuit of proper quality is not a state, but a posture and an ongoing action. If we rest on our laurels, we will fall apart. Keep careful watch. Understand the history you are participating in. Not only in the history of our little corner, but in the history of the very medium we are participating in. Okay, brief aside. This person keeps using the word history, which makes me think, like, I've been doing TLC for 1 year. I'm 1 year in almost. So I think this person's been doing TLC longer than me. I don't know if it's like, what do you call it? Like a first waiver? Could be a second waiver? Maybe a third waiver? Maybe? I don't know. Continuing with the letter. For those of us who are religious, there is a phrase that catches my imagination. Our Lord is one who reaps where he has not sown. Let us recognize the opportune time we are in. We are but tools in the hands of the author of creation. If we resist the calling he has for us, if we despise his gifts to us, he can just as easily find another. However, to those who take on his calling, who are given eyes to see this great harvest before us, we will find ourselves in the company of not only the divine, but the great artists of old. And if my prayers are granted, we will remain in deep communion and collaboration with one another. For those of you who need more practical advice, I will give it. Find something you like and that you desire to love well. Any medium will do. Meditate on that medium. Seek to understand and find what strikes you when you survey the landscape for this thing. For example, you may find that short stories have captured you, so read short stories. Find videos where people talk about short stories. Learn the limits and the strengths of short stories. Take some time and consider what would make this undertaking of playing in said medium successful. We are not in the business of growing an audience, and numbers should not be part of this consideration. I was going to make a joke, but then I'm not going to make the joke, but I want to make the joke. I'm not going to make the joke. Are you, returning the letter, are you here to have fun? Do you have stories on your heart? Do you want to share joy with others? Do you want to educate? Do you want to get to know people? In the midst of this process, begin to experiment. Begin to make in the practice of this medium. Consistently make changes to support both what you begin to love and your purpose for making. Often, we find ourselves discouraged as we have settled on the wrong purpose, or we don't feel like our work is pointed in the right direction. In these times, it's good to reflect with close friends. How do we make changes to draw us closer to the transcendentals, the true, the good, and the beautiful? Am I pointing at the right thing? Am I overly concerned with something like worldly success? The other major pitfall is complacency. This is where I see us today. We feel like everything is just good enough, and we can continue doing the same old forever. This ignores the entropic forces that are beneath our feet. Day after day, our walls grow thicker, and we understand less. We will close ourselves off, and the estuary loses its life-giving diversity. I desire that we all be bridges, connecting our community to places we would have never expected to be. That we be a community that can appreciate the goodness that is in all things with open eyes to the brokenness that is seated within. With peace and love, Jethro, an anonymous friend. Okay, if I can remember how, I'll drop the link. There's 6 people watching. If anybody has anything they want to say about Jethro's anonymous letter, I don't even know where are these links at? Where are these links at? Yeah, it's been a while. Wait, maybe here. Yep. Okay. All right. There, the link is dropped. If anybody wants to say anything about, nope, I don't want to show it. Just wanna drop it. Don't want to start it. Just want to drop it. Okay, it's dropped. You know, I thought the letter was interesting enough to read for 20 minutes. Although not all of that was reading the letter. I thought it was like pretty well balanced. Like I didn't think it had a critical spirit to it. I think whoever wrote it like really cares about TLC. They seem concerned about TLC. Yeah, I guess I just kind of thought it was like worth discussion. Although this live stream might not be the place that discussion happens, but you know, sometimes you put things out into the internet and then other people pick up the ball and play with it. So I just wanted to throw the ball, I guess, really more than anything, because I just hadn't seen the ball thrown. I feel like someone's going to text me tomorrow or message me and be like, dude, we talked about this letter 5 months ago. Where were you? And that's fine. I'm happy to be late to the party. I think I'm out of steam. I don't I didn't like take notes or highlight anything on the letter. So now like I don't know that I have anything else to really say. I mean, I thought the name Jethro was interesting. I was like kind of trying to like rack my brain of like any Jethros that I like. Is there a symbolism to the name Jethro? But Jethro just makes me think of like a hillbilly. I don't know, like who's the most hillbilly in the TLC? You know, Joseph, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, land. What's this? Oh, okay. Now we're just Branch. Can you stay focused on the topic over here? Just starting conversation in the chat room. There's a mysterious letter sweeping the TLC, and you're over here asking Al how Nirvana is going. Okay. Yeah. All right. Jethro. Yeah. I don't know if there's symbolism behind that. See. Okay. We're picking up steam. Jethro was Moses's father-in-law. Well, I don't know what to link that to. Should I? Okay, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. Oh, because again, my wife's at volleyball, so I've just got like this time on my hands, you know, and like there is no better way to procrastinate than just like, I'm just gonna start a live stream and see what happens. The best procrastination. Okay. Son. Okay. So the hillbilly thing, that's why it was in my head. Son of Jed. So we got father of Moses and son of Jed. American, Hebrew, father of the one who lead them from bondage. Okay. Yeah. So this has got to be an Exodus, right? Moses' father-in-law. Let's see if we can find Jethro. isn't there another French existentialist free verse? Not right now. That's a difficult question. Not son, Jethro Bodine, Jed Clampett, I think nephew. Okay, so just to be clear, Jethro is not the son of Jed. Jethro is a Bodine, and it's a nephew. So in case you were concerned, Chris has defeated Branch for 70s trivia. Maybe it was 80s. I don't know, in the Beverly Hillbillies. I have seen it. I like the intro where they're in like the big like stagecoach buggy wagon thing going. Okay, so I'm going to try to find Jethro in Exodus and see if we can dig anything up. So it's going to be probably early because it'll be after Moses kills the dude. Oh, I was too late. 60s, you baby. Yeah, well, I'm only 34, so I don't know what to tell you, man. Jethro Tull. Say more. Jethro Tull. I don't know who Jethro Tull is. Exodus 18? No, it's got to be before 18. Yeah, chapter 3, verse 1. Exodus 18. Get out of here. Yeah, so Exodus 2:23. We'll start there. We're gonna do some Bible reading. We're just gonna do some Bible reading. Exodus 2:23. And it happened when a long time had passed that the king of Egypt died, and the Israelites groaned from the bondage and cried out. And their plea from the bondage went up to God, and God heard their moaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And God saw the Israelites, and God knew. And Moses was herding the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, priest of Midian. And he drove the flock into the wilderness and came to the mountain of God, to Horeb. And the Lord's messenger appeared to him in a flame of fire from the midst of the bush. And he saw, and look, the bush was burning with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses thought, let me, pray, turn aside that I may see this great sight, why the bush does not burn up. And the Lord saw that he had turned aside to see, and God called to him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here I am. Okay, should I go to Exodus 18? So we've got Jethro, father-in-law, priest of Midian, also a shepherd. I mean, if Moses is herding the flock of Jethro, so then Jethro is a shepherd, father-in-law, priest of Midian, shepherd. And Jethro lives near the mountain of God. Okay. Always cycle back to Bible. Yeah. What else we got? I am following, and Algo brought you up, dude. Thick as a brick, a band. You're calling me thick as a brick because I don't know Jethro Tull? Branch, I was watching 3 black men watching Total Recall. Cool. Okay. The Jethro principle from Exodus 18 is a masterclass in shifting from individual burden to systemic wisdom. Okay. Exodus 18, 1-27. Jethro advises Moses that he can't keep doing everything himself. He pushed him to delegate. Yes. Okay. I remember this story. We'll get there. Exodus 18, 1-27. We'll read it. Jethro Tull, musical group, most popular album, Aqualung. I will listen tomorrow. But Ethan is a pleasant surprise. That's their Silly album. Silly? That is their album, Silly. Who's silly? Ixnon. Ixnon is silly. Thick as a Brick was a huge album. I never insult purposely. Oh, you weren't calling me thick as a brick because I didn't know who Jethro Tull was. That's the name of their album. Silly. Okay, I look up to Al. Oh, don't be jealous. You know, Branch, I kind of imagine you as Yoda, so I kind of feel like you might just look up to everyone because you're short. Ha, got him. Okay, this is just a reminder that I don't remember how to pin the link. But the link is dropped. We're dropping bombs, we're dropping Bible verses, and we're dropping some LOLs. Okay, Exodus 18. Wait, was it 18? 18, 1 to 27. Okay, big chunk. I heard Mr. Froggy when I was 6, a squeeze toy. I had Mr. Froggy when I was 6. Okay, non sequitur. I cannot even imagine. It was at the LOL that made you say that, Branch? Sometimes I just I would love to spend not a whole day. Maybe I would love to spend 3 hours in the mind of Branch. Just 3 hours. Yoda. Oh, Yoda, Mr. Froggy. You had a Yoda when you were 6. It was a squeeze toy. Okay, yeah, no, that actually that tracks, and Al is laughing at the Yoda cracks. Okay, well, cycle back. Exodus 18, 1 to 27. Yes, okay. So, okay. We're going to get to 18, 1 and 27. But first, Branch, for you. Here's my Tanakh. And here are my Hebrew flashcards. Oh, nope, that's not where the camera's. Camera's there. Yep. And Hebrew flashcards. So, just so you know, it is all within reach. I have not forgotten. And I will memorize the words, and I will call you for testing. Tanakh. Exodus 18, 1 to 27. And Jethro, priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, that the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after her being sent away, and her 2 sons, one of whom was named Gershom, for he said, "A sojourner I have been in a foreign land." And the other was named Eleazar, for the God of my fathers was my aid and rescued me from Pharaoh's sword. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, and his sons and his wife with him came to Moses, to the wilderness in which he was encamped, the mountain of God. And he said to Moses, "I, your father-in-law Jethro, am coming to you, and your wife, and her 2 sons with her." And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law, and he bowed down and kissed him. And each of them asked of the other's well-being. And they went into the tent. And Moses recounted to his father-in-law all that the Lord had done to Pharaoh and to Egypt for the sake of Israel, all the hardship that had come upon them on the way, and the Lord had rescued them. And Jethro exulted over all the bounty that the Lord had done for Israel, that he had rescued them from the hand of Egypt. And Jethro said, "Blessed is the Lord, who has rescued you from the hand of Egypt and from the hand of Pharaoh, who rescued the people from under the hand of Egypt. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all the gods, for in this thing that they schemed against them." And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God, and Aaron came, and all the elders of Israel with him, to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before God. And it happened on the next day that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood over Moses from the morning till the evening. And Moses' father-in-law saw all that he was doing for the people, and he said, "What is this thing that you are doing for the people? Why are you sitting alone while all the people are poised over you from morning till evening?" And Moses said to his father-in-law, "For the people come to me to inquire of God. When they have some matter, it comes to me, and I judge between a man and his fellow, and I make known God's statutes and his teachings." And Moses' father-in-law said to him, "Oh, we're back. Okay." And Moses said to, nope, that's not where we're. And Moses' father-in-law said to him, "The thing that you are doing is not good. You will surely wear yourself out, both you and this people that is with you. For the thing is too heavy for you. You will not be able to do it alone. Now, heed my voice. I shall give you counsel, and may God be with you. Be you for the people over against God. And it shall be you who will bring the matters to God, and you shall warn them concerning the statutes and the teachings, and you shall make known to them the way in which they must go and the deed which they must do. As for you, you shall search out from all the people able, God-fearing men, truthful men, haters of bribes, and you shall put over them chiefs of thousands, chiefs of hundreds, chiefs of fifties, and chiefs of tens. And they shall judge the people at all times. And so every great matter they shall bring to you, and every small matter they themselves shall judge. And it will lighten from upon you, and they will bear it with you. If you will do this thing, God will charge you, and you will be able to stand. And also this people will come to its place in peace." And Moses heeded the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he had said. And Moses chose able men from all Israel, and he set them as heads over the people, chiefs of thousands, chiefs of hundreds, chiefs of fifties, and chiefs of tens. And they judged the people at all times. The hard matters they would bring to Moses, and every small matter they themselves would judge. And Moses sent off his father-in-law, and he went away to his land. Okay, so Branch and Al are like deep in conversation, and I don't think I can keep up, but I love it. There are two things that jumped out at me as I was reading Exodus 1:18-27. Thank you, Al, for being, I think, the first to tell me to read this part when it comes to Jethro. Oh, you're talking about the passage. Well, I just said you're deep in conversation. I feel like you probably, deep in conversation about Exodus 18. A necklace of gems. So here's what I think is neat. So you're saying judge, like the book of Judges, those judges come out of this moment in time. So there is one human named Jethro who goes to Moses, the leader, and says, "Hey, you got to delegate." And that delegation across time turns into the judges. I think that's what you're saying. Here's what I think is neat. I got this letter today. Well, email that I printed off. So now it's like a letter from Jethro, anonymous TLC person. I read it, thought it was interesting. So I wanted to, like, I don't know, do my part to spread it. And then, thanks to the chat, we got to Exodus 18. And I think Exodus 18 is the reason that Jethro chose the name Jethro. I feel like that this passage just overlaps symbolically in a way that whoever wrote the anonymous letter had in mind and intended. Now, did they expect me and the boomers to figure it out? You know, probably not. But watch out, because when me and the boomers get our hands on anonymous letters, we find you. So be warned. Also, I love the boomers. So I'm not saying boomers as rudely, Branch and Al. It's tender, loving care. That's all. Yeah, okay, you're Gen X. All right. Okay. So it's even, yeah, you know, even in my remembering of you, I'm forgetting who you are, which means you must be Gen X. Okay. So yeah, all right. Okay. Uh-huh. There are two parts of Exodus 18 that kind of jumped out at me that felt there are two parts of Exodus 18 that jumped out at me as I was reading. The second one was the very end, where it says, "And Moses sent off his father-in-law, and he went away to his land." Which is like, I don't know, it's somebody writes an anonymous letter and then is like, "All right, I'm Jethro, and I'm out. See ya. I'm off to my land." Yeah, I like how Exodus 18 ends. It's a very, like, I mean, he's not like really the hero of. Well, I mean, I feel like, I mean, Moses is the hero, but Jethro's important, and then he just, yeah, wanders off into the horizon. Yeah, I mean, and then, like, just the image of Moses, like, tired and worn out, and so many people asking so many questions. And I don't know this for sure, but I imagine Moses was probably out past his Dunbar number. And, you know, then his father-in-law, who just, like, cares about him, is like, "Moses, what is this thing that you are doing for the people? Why are you sitting alone while all the people are poised over you from morning till evening?" "Moses, what is this thing that you are doing for the people? Why are you sitting alone while all the people are poised over you from morning till evening?" And Moses is like, yeah, but, like, the people come to me to, like, meet with God, and so, like, I'm needed here. And Jethro just goes, "The thing that you are doing is not good." Moses says, "The people come to me to inquire of God, Jethro. The people come to me to inquire of God." And Jethro just goes, "The thing that you are doing is not good. You will surely wear yourself out, both you and this people that is with you. For the thing is too heavy for you, and you will not be able to do it alone. You will not be able to do it alone. Okay, I've got to play a clip. We're rolling now because there was this conversation recently. There was a conversation recently that I need to play a clip from, and I left a comment on the conversation. Okay, I'm going to find it, and then I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to watch part of it. Nope, I'm on the wrong channel. It's the other channel. Okay, that should not take me too long to find it. Okay. Let's see if this, I haven't shared a screen in a long time. Let's see if this works. Let's see. Okay. I gotta share my screen. Oh man, how do I present or invite? Okay, I want to present. Share screen. Screen sharing tips. Easiest with 2 monitors. I have one, not setting it up on a good computer. I don't know if this is good. Yeah, I'm gonna want to share the audio. So you know what? No, you can share those tips again. Okay, share screen. Share this screen. Yep. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if the audio is gonna work. Branch or Al, if you're still out there, let me know. I put the book away. Why did I do that? Okay, so Jethro says, this thing you are doing is not good. It's going to wear you out and the people that are following you. It's not good to be alone. And that was like, bing. I was thinking about this conversation that Scott, sleep well, have a great day at work tomorrow, dude. Thanks for being here, man. There was this thing that I think Grimm said it to Neil. Thanks, Branch. It was about being alone. And we're going to see if you can hear this. I left a comment 1:15. I don't think this is the right time stamp. Free Rillian, really enjoyed this, gentlemen. Thanks for sharing. I should just do streams where I just like read comment sections. Wouldn't that be fun? It'd be so much fun. I'd have so much fun. Christian Baxter, Neil, stewarding, TLC. Okay, yeah, we're gonna try this comment. I think it's a.
All right, man, I'm killing this. I hope you guys got something about this.
Nope, that was wrong. Could anyone hear Grimm talking? Did the audio come through? Come on, Branch. You've been blown up this comment section. I need you. Could you hear Grimm talking? Were you able to hear Grimm talking? I'll play it again, and maybe someone will let me know if you can hear Grimm talking. Maybe we'll just go a few minutes back. Maybe we'll just watch a few minutes of this.
I'll go on board with that. Although Pazzo set me off yesterday.
I actually missed that point. Care to elaborate?
No, he's poo-pooing the Mandela effect disrespectfully. And
all I saw was a
like
seed.
Seed.
Well, it was the idea of a cornucopia.
Oh yeah, it's like it's because symbolism. The people from the Mandela effect think the cornucopia was on underwear. Like, no, it's because how I learned what the word cornucopia meant. Made me mad.
It's okay. I'm more of a Matthew Peugeot fan anyway. Matthew.
I don't know. It's like I like him a lot. I really do. But it's like everything is so simple. Yeah, kind of is.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Keep doing those shows with Busatil. Yeah. It's that kind of stuff. The stuff we make for each other is important.
I got a song in mind.
Oh yeah? Which one?
Oh, I'm not spoiling it. Sorry. I gotta record it.
Writing a new one, you mean?
Yeah.
Not one came to mind. I got you.
I do have a joke both involving ice and Greenland, so that'll be fun.
Yeah. Here's mine.
5.
So many clubs lately, man. It's disturbing me. It's like I'm supposed to get something out of that. Yeah. Well, there's an awkward silence. I don't know what to do with this, Neil. You want to end it now?
We can end it. You have any questions for me?
How are your kids?
Got a daughter. She's almost 10. Just one. I hope for more, but just one for now.
Hope isn't how you do it. I don't know if they told you. That's not how they're made.
I appreciate your prayers.
God willing.
Yeah. And yeah, God is way weirder than we give him credit for. God is really weird. Or the paths that he writes. If you told me 10 years ago of where I am now, it seems impossible. Like in many ways, in a lot of weird ways. And so you don't know, Grim, where you're going to be in 10 years. You don't know. So any sort of presumption, assumption.
Yeah, to look at the situation, see where it looks like it's going, and not get depressed. That might help to remember.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We don't know.
All right, man, I'm killing this. I hope you guys got something about this. I am who I am right now. And I can't make excuses for it.
You'll be all right.
That was not the part I was looking for, but I don't have a timestamp. I thought there was a part where they talked about like not being able to like do it alone, whatever the it is, which reminded me, I was thinking of that as I was reading that Exodus 18. What's up, Brian, man? I hope the taco estuary went well. I mean, I know it went well because you messaged me. So I'm glad the taco estuary went well and the Texan TLCs got together. Okay, I'll read this comment in I'm going to read my own comment in honor of Luke Thompson reading his own comments. So I was just like, I'll just read the comment. There's a heart from Grimm, so I'm just going to read it. No, not that part. Not that part. Just this part. at some point, I swear in this conversation, they talked about trying to do things alone. And then at the end where Grimm was talking about, like, I wish that I could like see where this was going, where my life was going. And this isn't about Grimm. This is about, this is about me. This is about you. This is about all of us. And I was just like, so I wrote, on seeing where a situation is going, I think this might require a pack. As a lone wolf, I have to fight off every threat and put every scrap of food on my table or I die. In a pack, the fighting and food sourcing is distributed, which means I have the ability to take a breath and use my eyes for something other than predicting fights and famine. I can also use the eyes of the pack, which are way more powerful than mine alone. Okay, remove that. Yeah, I guess, I wanted to read this flippant anonymous Jethro letter, and I was hoping that I'm hoping for the eyes of the pack, because I just, there's very little I can make sense of alone, and there's a lot of things I'm grateful to. I mean, it's kind of to TLC, the entity of TLC. And I know there's a cadre of people that are like, it's not a thing, it's a non-thing. I just like, I don't know, it's a thing. Like, I don't get the non-qualifier. I don't know what the desire is for it to not be a thing. I think maybe it's something, no, the beam of light that's shining on me is beautiful. It's beautiful. Absolutely no cover. People spend like $7,000 to have cameras that can get beams of light like this on their flipping Nikon glass. We ain't covering anything up. We are uncovering. That's what we're here to do. We're uncovering. And I want to uncover who's Jethro, who is anonymous TLC letter writer Jethro. We're uncovering. Yeah, Ixnon, distributed cognition for the win. Brian, there's a pack power through the internet, though. It isn't like a pen pal. In an info war, these folks are useful. Wait, no, I'm trying to click on Chad. Oh, strange. I'll have to look into this tomorrow morning. Yeah, if you're just tuning in now, I read this anonymous letter that was emailed to me by someone in the TLC. I thought the letter was pretty fair and balanced. I think whoever wrote this really cares about TLC. I think they really want what's best for TLC. I think it's fine to share your opinions and to navel gaze about TLC and to say, I wish TLC was this. I wish TLC was that. And I think the letter was respectful. I thought there was some good. The switch behind my right ear. Did he say light switch? And I was talking about a light bulb. See, Brian? Eyes of the pack. Eyes of the pack. Without you, Brian, I'd be making more of a fool of myself than I already am. Wife says, is that Michael Sartori? I said no. No, that's not Michael Sartori. Yeah. Chad knows way back. Glal. She says, all you internet nerds have the same voice. Do Michael Sartori and I sound alike? Man, I just scheduled an interview with Michael Sartori, one of 3. In case you didn't know, Michael Sartori wrote an 800-page book. So I have listened to, I don't know, 6 or 7 chapters, like a whole section on the economy, and I have notes, and I'm going to interview him on his economy section as it relates to technology. And then we're going to do 2 more interviews this year, and there's going to be 3 proper interviews of M.L. Sartori, the author. apparently to trad wives. You know, shout out to trad wives. I disagree. Kahi sounds different. It isn't going to sound like a monologue. I don't think. I am on Peterson Sphere Master Race TM. Trademark. Yes, we know. To a trad wife, you sound like a Sartori. Sound like Teachers and Peanuts to her, though. I'm trolling her so hard right now. Oh, I was going to say the things I'm grateful for to TLC. You know, I'll see. Okay, what time is it? It's 9:30. I have 30 minutes before my trad wife. Not really. She's not really a trad wife, but she might become a trad wife. She's kind of slowly becoming a trad wife. Not that I'm telling my wife to become a trad wife. It's just kind of happening. She started making sourdough bread, and now it's like all she lives for is sourdough bread. Okay, link is dropped if anybody wants to. Yeah, okay. What I was going to say, the things that I'm grateful to about the TLC. I'm going to end the night in gratitude. More beard, more cowbell. You know, Branch, I just shaved. There is a recording I did on Monday night where I have like kind of like mutton chops. Kept the mutton chops, like this one, and up to the mustache, and this part was gone. And then I shaved the rest. Thank you, sir, for all you do. I must sleep now. Thank you, Sir Alvin, for all you do. I must not sleep right now. We caught one.
Unmute. Okay, cool. Howdy.
What's up, Brian? How are you?
I'm doing well. I got me a personal laptop, so I can try to start doing this.
Heck yeah,
more.
dude.
Yeah, I did a testy thing, posting, trying to share documents, learning more about that. That StreamYard is simple.
You know, once you learn where the things are, it's not bad. I haven't used it in a while, so I can't remember where the things are.
I'm comparing it to OBS Studio. I tried to do something with that yesterday. That has a lot of buttons. So anyway, I don't know. Sorry, I was not listening. I was playing around. I did a test earlier, and then I came in here, and then you dropped the link. I was like, "Oh, I'll talk to you." I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Well,
yeah,
you were talking about something important to you, and then I'm like, I didn't do the homework.
Brian, you're important to me, and here we are.
Cool.
I received an anonymous letter today from someone in the TLC, and they're going by Jethro. So I read the letter.
Stamp?
No, just like at the end of the letter, they sign it. Jethro.
Like, but was it stamped or was it like delivered without a mailman?
Sorry, I keep saying letter. Email. I received an anonymous email from a dummy account. So I tried to do like some like, I don't know, basic tracking, and it was like, I don't know, it's a dummy account. And so I read the letter in full at the beginning of the stream. My wife's at volleyball, so I was like, you know, I'm going to read this anonymous letter because I thought it was interesting. And part of me thinks that like this letter was sent to people like 5 months ago, and I'm late to the party. I really have no idea. Or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who has the letter, who doesn't have the letter. I don't think I'm the only person that got the letter. That would be weird. So yeah, we did some investigation into the name Jethro. We read some of Exodus, and then I was going to say something that I'm grateful to about the TLC, which is the eyes of the pack. I'm grateful to the TLC for the eyes of the pack, and for the VNA for just, you know, virtually being not alone.
Yeah.
What are you grateful for to the TLC?
So the virtually not alone, but there being a, like, because when Friends was on, I felt virtually not alone, but in a different way. Like the fact that this one allows me to engage a little bit, and it'll engage back a little bit in response. That feels special. Like the TV talking back as much as you want to talk to it. That's that's strange, and that's kind of fun, and being able to do it in a way that's I don't know. I think maybe because we self-select for being crazy open-minded. Like there are people in my real life that also talk back when I talk to them, but they understandably make faces if I'll talk about the things that I might talk about in the TLC, like, conservative interpretations of Keepy Uppy from Bluey or something. Like, I don't know, it's goofy shit that I like. Sorry for dropping foul language on your stream. But yeah, no, like being able to do that. And it reminds me a little bit of I did stand-up comedy for a half second. I say did stand-up comedy. I never got paid. I didn't realize that I should have. Like the bars thought I was getting anyway. But I was doing open mics and anyway. But it was fun. And in College Station, it doesn't count. It's not real. But it's goofy people who have things that they want to put out in the world, and so those people are kind of funny to talk to. One of them came to my wedding. He bought me a toaster. He was from India. That was kind of fun. I don't know, just like goofy people that you meet sometimes. He was like, I want to go to an American wedding. I'm like, it's not the same as an Indian wedding. And he's like, yeah, I know. Yeah. By the way, if you ever get to go to an Indian wedding, like buy the ticket.
I've heard that.
Yeah. I don't know why I brought that up. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm appreciative of that. People being welcoming and stuff generally, overwhelmingly. But I know that some people feel less welcomed. But they, I think, often are pretty bristly. If I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I think one of the hard things, and it's not TLC specific, but it's just like any attention hierarchy, like there are all kinds of people that have all kinds of ideas and would love to have conversation about their idea. And it's like, how can the TLC get better at, I don't know, grabbing ideas from people who don't have, it's not even large channels, because it's like, and because it's not about Paul, right? Because like there's no way one person can grab all the ideas of the people. And honestly, I don't know, because there's lots of people who do it really well. I mean, Grimm is always grabbing random things from random people and throwing them around. But there is a spirit of that, I guess. I guess what I want to ask, what I want to say is, it's already happening. So this is not like a critique, but it's just like, how can we be even better? I don't know what that is. Maybe there's a critique.
So better, like, because you said something and I realized that I kind of said it too. And then I want to rephrase what I said. So you're talking about people have ideas, like things that they want to spit out on other people. Like, I have this idea in my head. I've got this idea of how the world works or should work, whatever. And if they just want to bleh on somebody else, that's not going to get as much traction, attention, whatever. But if you're wanting to have a conversation with somebody else, and it's not necessarily going to be about your thing, like your thing is going to inform, like, and that's kind of allowed. But if you're just wanting to get your idea out there, people are going to maybe recoil a bit.
Yeah.
And it sounded like what you were saying was we need to get better at accepting people's bleh. Maybe that's what it sounded like. Like, we need to be better at accepting people's thing that they need to get out or something. And there's some of that, but at the same time, I think having some training about how to have a conversation. Like, no, we're here to have conversations, not just listen to you. And so there needs to be mutual engagement. I don't know. maybe. But Jethro. What's funny to me is that the Jethro thing caught you, I think, because it came in such a weird. Like emails aren't like if somebody posted a big old comment or tweeted at you, you might not be streaming about it right now.
I definitely wouldn't be.
Yeah, but there's something fun about. Ooh, it's a mystery. Like,
yeah.
It's fun. I don't know.
Yeah, like the it's a mystery, and the person like took care in setting up the mystery, and I just kind of like have respect for that. Where I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to play with the mystery like this. I like mystery. This is a fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, will you tell us about how Taco Estuary went?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great thing.
Because like you had an idea, and then you went around all over, and then it happened.
Sort of. This is actually the second iteration. Okay. We had a thing in July of last year. Corey, who's also in Texas, who's shown up a bit more on streams, but
is that Corey K?
Yeah.
I know the name. I think I saw him at Midwestuary, but I've never talked to him.
He comes to all kinds of stuff. He's real in person and active. He's more there than on screen. But yeah, if you go to in-person events, there's a good chance you'll see him. Because and he's a big fan of Estuary per se. Also, like he's a fan of the internet stuff, but the Estuary protocol he's a fan of. Anyway, so he likes the idea of doing something like Midwestuary, that kind of thing in Texas, and he likes the idea of calling it Tex Moot. And I'm a bit more. I don't know that I know what the word trepidatious means, but I think that's the right word. Like, because one time I invited people to a movie when I was in middle school, and like one other person showed. Like I was anyway. It was So I'm like, no, if I throw a part, like nobody's coming, and it's going to be real sad. And so I wanted to do a test thing. And so I was like, okay, let's just have dinner. Because he lives in Corpus. I live in College Station. They're about 4.5 hours away from each other. Like if we can meet in real life, that's a good signal that, okay, maybe we can make a thing happen. So I was like, okay, let's do talk. And so like we were talking about that for a while. And then Van Donk, I think, piped in, and he found like I was talking about places in between us, and Van Donk said, here's a Mexican restaurant in Hallettsville, Texas. Like you should. So we picked something that some guy in California picks the restaurant, and it's the perfect restaurant. I don't know how Van Donk knows about Texas taco joints, but he knows how to pick them. And so and so we kind of said, okay, we're going to do this thing, and then we did it. And then at Midwestuary, I was like, shit, we need to do these more often. And somebody came up with the idea that in the Orthodox Church, apparently the bishop has to come visit once or twice a year. So it was like, okay, yeah, we should do this twice a year. So we did it roughly 6 months after. So we did that. And many of the same people did. Corey did not come this time. He had stuff he had to do. He had a good excuse, but several of the same people who came last time, and then one person who just moved to Austin recently. He showed up, and that was kind of neat. He came to the College Station Estuary because they're starting to do one in Austin, but they didn't put it on the website yet. So it was like, okay, well, if this is the only one within 3 hours of me in Texas, I'll go to this one. And so he did, and I was like, "Oh, I'm surprised he didn't go to the Estuary or the one in Austin." And he's like, "There's one in Austin, So, but he's a good conversationalist. If he shows up on the internet, he'll be good. But yeah, it was a fun time. Showed up, and we ate, and more than 50% of us had margaritas, So that's fun. And yeah, it was good food and talking for, yeah, we were talking till like 3:45 or something. So everybody coming from places that are like at least 2 hours away, like Hallettsville is central and not convenient for anybody. But when you live in Texas, that's the way things are. And so it's like the stupidity of it, I think, is wonderful. Like, wait, what? You're driving 2 hours to go to lunch? And it's like, yes. and the types of people that would show up to a thing like that is wonderful. And so, yeah, it was nice. And, yeah, I liked it.
That was this past weekend.
It was, yeah.
So
the 31st.
Okay. Do you know what I think is cool is so this past weekend on Saturday, there was a TLC Texas taco lunch event.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in the Pacific Northwest, there were TLC people camping.
I'm jealous of them.
And like, here's the thing: like, these aren't like programmed, structured. These are just TLC people like doing a little bit of life together. It's not a conference. It's lunch. And
I did not make reservations at the restaurant. Like, there was no anything either time. I like there's no nothing. It was showing up at a restaurant, see if we can get a table. I hope the restaurant's open.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's cool. That's all.
No, cool. It's neat. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Yeah, I got nothing.
My time is running out. But I do have one. I have a final question for you, Brian. Are you Jethro?
I am not. No. Oh man, that